Welcome to Sex Ed with DB. I'm your host, Danielle Bezalel. Let's get into it. Welcome back to the podcast. If you love and support the work that we do, join my crew on Patreon to win amazing prizes like our adorable merch, exclusive behind-the-scenes content, private sessions with yours truly, and incredible sex toys. Go to patreon.com/sexedwithdb to join my crew. Get discounts at all of my favorite brands at sexedwithdb.com. And follow us on Instagram at sexedwithdbpodcast and on TikTok at sexedwithdb. If you want to partner with us, email us at sexedwithdb@gmail.com. Hello. Happy Friday. I am so happy to be back with another question and answer for you. And this one is a good one. We have gotten this question quite a lot over the past 5+ years that we've been doing this podcast. And I thought it would be a perfectly good time to answer this question, which is, does penis size matter? We get this a lot from not only people with penises and men, but women, people with vulvas, people of all genders are curious. What is the deal with penis size? And is it a big deal if I have a small penis or a big penis? Or what does that mean? And I'm going to give you a short little answer if you're in a rush, and then a longer answer if you're curious about my answer and what more details are about my answer. And so the short of it is probably not for most people. Penis size doesn't really matter. And again, that's the short answer. And if you need to go for a walk or take your dog out, go do that. But if you want to stick around and hear a little bit more as to why I'm saying that, please do. So let's start with porn, right? We're starting with porn and mainstream media. And not only porn, but movies, TV shows. I think that we as a society in America receive a lot of messages around penis size. And especially when we're looking at people who have penises, men in porn, those penises are typically chosen for a reason. They are performers, they are entertainers, they are experts. And that is typically why the average penis size in pornography is larger, I would say, than the average penis size of someone who isn't in pornography. And so it's really important that we recognize that these aren't classy. I was going to say classy penises. They could be classy penises. Who knows if they're elegant? Classic penises, normal, quote unquote, typical, I guess is a good word, penises that we see in porn that reflect real life. And the same kind of thing happens in movies and in TV shows. Writers definitely make a point to show that women in groups like Sex and the City, they're talking about penis size and they're talking about how big it is and how good the sex is based on how big the penis is. And the reality is most people who have vulvas, most women don't judge how good sex is based on penises because of the clitoris, right? Like typically, if someone with a vulva is having sex with someone with a penis, unless their hands or a toy are involved, that penis is not stimulating the clitoris in the same way that it's stimulating the G-spot, right? Which is the inner part of the vagina, essentially. If you put your fingers up the vagina and then do like a come hither motion, the like rough part that you might feel on the inside is considered the G-spot. Although researchers and sex educators are kind of divided on whether or not the G-spot is real. There's a lot of research and a lot of new things, new ideas coming out about the G-spot, but that is neither here nor there. This is about penises. And so when we really think about what matters to us during sex, when we have sex with someone with a penis, we as, people with vulvas don't typically think about it as much as the person with the penis does. And again, that's not the person with the penis's fault. There's a lot of messaging that is coming out and has been coming out for a long time around this idea that big penises are better than smaller penises. And so I do want to challenge folks, if you are someone who has had that thought before, or who has, asked a friend, oh, like how big was his dick? If that's something that you are interested in learning about, think about why. Why is that important to you? Do you genuinely feel like a bigger penis offers you more pleasure? Because another thing that I want to mention is toys, dildos, vibrators that not only work the clit, but work the inside of the vagina, which are usually bigger and longer and can vibrate and move, unlike penises can. And so, again, I think that there is this pressure or this idea that big penises are the be all end all of good sex. It's really important to have a big penis. And the reality is most people don't have really big penises and they have perfectly happy, healthy, wonderful sex lives. So there you have it. That's the long of it. No pun intended around does penis size matter? And again, like this is very individualistic. If you are somebody who does care about that, people have their preferences and that's totally fine. But I do, again, want to challenge you to think about where is that ideal long penis, big penis goal coming from? Is it from just something that's your preference or is it coming from outside messaging? If you want to ask a question, please feel free to go to our link tree that is in our Instagram bio. And I'm really looking forward to reading more of your questions and answering them. Have a great weekend. Our creator, host, and executive producer is me, Danielle Bezalel, aka DB. Our co-producer and communications lead is Cathren Cohen. Our co-producer is Brian Peoples. Our social media intern is Sarah Kelly. Our music theme is by Hook Sounds. Thank you so much to our featured guests, partners, and our listeners. Want to advertise with us? Email us at sexedwithdb@gmail.com. For more sex ed content, follow us on IG at sexedwithdb podcast and on TikTok at sexedwithdb. See you next time.